Hey everybody, welcome in again. Steve with Swamp Bottom Baits. Got a request that I'm going to work on. It's our hooligan shad, and I had a request for a green pumpkin body with a chartreuse tail. I ain't never done a split tail on these before, so let's see what we can come up with. Be back in just a minute. Alright, so what we got here, this is the 4-inch BA curly kicker from Fat Guys Fishing. I call it the hooligan shad on our site, and we are going to start out by shooting our tails. We will shoot the full bait, and then we will cut the tails off, and then shoot it with a green pumpkin. So you get the plastic out of the vacuum chamber here real quick. So there's always a few bubbles on the top. That's not going to make a difference really with injection, but I always flash them off anyway, just to get them out of the way. And this mold drinks a lot of plastic. So really don't have to worry too much about topping off the sprue. We're only interested in the tails for these. We'll top it off the one time and it should be fine. So that is our chartreuse, and I'm going to go ahead and work on getting the green pumpkin mixed up while that sets, and we'll come back when we cut the tails off. Alright, so there are our chartreuse, and I'm going to pull this runner out just to get it out of the way, where I can handle the baits themselves a little bit easier. And what I want to do, I'm probably going to have to put a little bit of worm oil on these. But what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to cut it right above this vent line. That way that vent will still be there. And that one's not quite straight. There we go. And the same thing on this side. Try and get them as even as possible. But this way here, that vent right there will still allow the plastic to push the air out. So, and because we have to put the molds back together, I'm going to take, I'm mainly concerned about the tail itself. You know, the paddle on the tail. for the mold closing back up. Push it down, make sure it's all in where it needs to be at. This is our green pumpkin, see where it's at. Yeah, see that's at like 283. We want that to be a little bit hotter to help it bond. When you put your mold together, you hear it click when it touches. Make sure there's no gaps anywhere. And I'm not going to use the vise for this. I'm going to go back to the manufacturer's fasteners. Make sure we're stirred up good. Now the Chartreuse, I just went off of what looked good to me. I don't have an actual recipe when I'm doing the Chartreuse. But on my green pumpkin, yeah, see that's at 330. I want it a little bit hotter than that. My green pumpkin, I use 30 drops of, you can use whatever your favorite green pumpkin is. I use the Green Pumpkin Green by MF, and I use 30 drops per cup. Alright, we're about 361, 362. That should be about right. And being hotter to help it bond, and then you want to hold some pressure. I'm not holding, you know, forcing it, but I'm holding some firm pressure. So, like I said, I do 30 drops of my Green Pumpkin Green, and then if it was a full cup, I'd use a 1/4 teaspoon of 035 black. And this one here, because it will be doing the bodies, we're going to want to make sure that we keep topping off the sprue, because like I said, this mold drinks a lot of plastic. So you see we got air bubbles in that cup. I just flash them real quick, get the air bubbles off the top. And I don't know if you can see it there, but that's sucking it down. I'm thinking that should be pretty good. I'll keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't suck down too far. And we'll be back for the reveal. Alright, so let's see how these came out. Let's come on that side. The mold's still hot. So here we go, green pumpkin with a chartreuse tail. And that is our hooligan shad. Alright. Thank you all for coming and joining. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. And y'all have a good day.